Good. And I presume you've recorded.
Yes, yes, we're all good to go.
Right. Over to Wizard
Ladies
1.
and gentlemen, welcome. Wizard 22. This is episode 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I hope you're doing really well and that you've had a brilliant day, that you and your loved ones are in excellent health and well-being and getting healthier and better and happier and evolving continuously. Your friendly neighborhood wizards are back. I think we're going to talk about downloads today. So welcome.
Welcome. Shall we do our favourite first?
Yes, absolutely. Cleansing and uplifting and making sure that there's only good stuff.
Yeah.
This was unusual. It started almost completely dampened or muted. And then slowly but surely the energy went up and up and up. I'll take this as a positive sign.
I noticed that. Yeah.
I've been getting, not just myself, but many esteemed colleagues and friends, getting a message of uplifting and healing and abundance and evolution for humanity. So although it seems in the 3D we're going through chaotic times, there's lots of stuff going on that is unpleasant. But in the intermediate future, and of course in the long run, I think we should all be very optimistic.
Yeah.
So, I will give the floor to you, my dear friend. Downloads.
Do we mention about tomorrow's event?
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
Again, I'll give the floor to you. Please, because
I'm getting an echo back.
Oh, let me just see if I can.
Is that a reason?
Echo cancellation. Is this better?
I don't know. Yep, it's better.
Okay, good. Zoom has so many options. So we've got an event. We're collaborating.
Yeah.
David Starr, a number of other healers, my esteemed friend and colleague Philip, and I. There are others. I'm not familiar with them. I'm not acquainted with them yet. So, Phil, would you give more info?
Pass it to me. I think it's about 10, hopefully, and we're going to do 15-minute sections. I'm doing one. I'll mention mine. I had an experience on Tuesday, and what happens is when I do these events, the divine normally sends me something, and all of a sudden I think, what's that? And it's quite uplifting. I'm not going into it. It's a surprise. But I'll be connecting to source and doing something there. There's 10 of us. I know most of them. I'm not going to name a few because I won't name the rest then. But it's all in the adverts. Donation based only. If you sort a donation out, you can come on live, and we might even send you healing at the end. But it's healing right through. So all the 10 sections are 15 minutes long, so it's quite a few hours long, and it'd be really fantastic. I think it'd be things that you'll hear you've never heard before. I think is something to do with this chakra I can't say the word. Should have revised this.
Sacral?
No, it's a different sort of chakra system that they used to use in the old and ancient times. But I'll surprise you with that.
Oh,
And
that's fantastic.
I think if you really, you got a few hours spare, you'll learn so much spiritual stuff on it. Yeah. We're going all in, so it's going to be exciting.
Very,
Yeah.
very profound. On my part, I thought I would do an energy car wash on the upper chakras. So, Soul Star, Crown, Third Eye, and Jade Gate. Just to make sure that the light of the soul and the love of the beloved divine is making it into the vessel.
Yeah.
There might be other blockages in the system. Each of us are unique, of course. But then at least we're sure that we're getting clear info, unbiased info. And we can always trust in ourself. So connecting everybody to their highest self without any interference, I think that would be a worthwhile 15 minutes for my side.
Yeah, I think you'll be one of the first because it's needed, the car wash.
Sure.
So
Just
after
clearing out, doing a power wash. I do the energy car wash anyway, coming in with a big, tanker on my backpack. Brum, bum, 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 just power washing everything, cleaning the ground. So we can all sit down.
Like Ghostbusters.
Like Ghostbusters. Oh, yes, I like that.
Excellent.
So yeah, wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Please do show up. If you've got a bit of time, I think they can still register. Yeah, so it's going to be about 24 hours or a little bit more after this is aired. So yeah, please drop in. And donation based, powerful healers, competent people, and people of integrity with the right intentions. And hopefully it's going to be beneficial to you.
Yeah, definitely. So everyone, come and join us. Yeah, we're all learning every day, and this is going to be learning to all of us because some of the members are going to bring stuff that I've not heard before. So I love it.
That's something else too I've noticed. I mean, it does correspond with the topic we're going to talk about with downloads. So lots of new information is coming out about our history, the multidimensional nature of our reality, certain things that haven't been unveiled. And so this is across the board. Like the new scientific discovery of what really lies underneath the pyramids. I mean, this has been known for 3-4 years now, but it's now reaching the public. I think it's a wonderful time, a time of revelation, let's just say. So good things are on the horizon. I'm so optimistic. I think, as a collective, as humanity, we've gone through the worst of the worst, really. It's darkest right now, but we should look forward to improvements, daily improvements. And hopefully this is just the beginning of a very bright future for all of us.
Yeah, the pyramids is interesting because I've seen remotely that it's powering a civilization under the pyramid, basically. I've known that for 20 odd years when I remote viewed it then. And it makes you think more. It makes you open your mind a bit more. And by opening your mind, you think, well, whatever we've been told in our history is not true, mostly. It's mostly you start then rethinking, and then you go deeper and deeper, and all of a sudden you learn and grow on your journey, which is great.
So this whole idea of advanced hidden civilizations, and it's even made it into the let's say the entertainment industry. The whole the Black Jaguar series of movies, the civilization of Wakanda. I love that kind of storyline. It's very beautiful and hopeful, but I think it's kind of hinting at something very real in the collective subconscious. Deep down, we know there's more going on. It's not that difficult. If a very advanced civilization wishes to remain hidden, it can easily
Well,
do so.
example, Star Wars. Star Wars is the Orion Wars. It is, and they're still like that. They have machinery like that.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is remote view Orion, and you will see them big walker things. You'll see the ships in the sky. You'll see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many of these science fiction, or they're in the category of science fiction and fantasy, the writers, they're really tapping into something. And so this is reproducible. Many remote viewers are seeing the same kind of things, really. So that's good. At least there's some idea, and it's acceptable, especially to the younger generation. They're not really phased. They're open. They're tapped in. They know what's up. So that's really, really good.
Oh, before we start, I got a new tool.
Is that a qubit, Lemurian qubit?
I think so. Yeah.
I
think it is.
Oh yeah, that's creating toroidal fields.
I think it helps you balance a bit as well. I think it balances your energies a bit.
It's interesting. So it's basically a twisted pair.
Yeah.
Pair of copper wires, and then they're very cleanly soldered, welded together, and they create a loop. The length is 1 Egyptian cubit, although there's variation. So if you go online and search, there's Atlantean cubit, Egyptian cubit. It's probably about a foot, roughly.
This could be Atlantean. I feel it's Atlantean. It's funny. People might say, well, how do I pick it? Just pick the one that you get attracted to. So
You just read my mind exactly. So with slight variations in length, of course, it's going to correspond to a different resonant frequency. So length and frequency are linked together through the speed of light directly. And so what resonates with you? We're each kind of unique. So one that you pick up and you hold and it resonates with you, this even can happen by looking at it. If you see a photograph, you still will be able to intuit if it's yours or not. Same with crystals. You don't necessarily have to go into a crystal shop and hold the actual physical crystal. The photograph will speak with you. So yeah, I've tried it. Let's just say they have interesting effects. Zero negative side effects. So copper and bronze on the skin, they're non-harmful. Although they do react to water and they leave a little green residue on the skin. But again, it washes off quite easily. It's non-toxic. So apparently it's good for you.
Yeah, I can't have cheap metal on my skin. It won't work.
Allergy.
Yeah.
It burns. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was given a shirt this week because I do the healing, the sound healing, and I don't know. Do you recognise this person? Oh, God, I forgot. I'm left.
Om Rim Shrim Krim Parameshwari Kalike Swaha Booyah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Nice. Yeah, and it's Illuminate. Yes, that's who I do work for. Yeah, it's
I
good,
like
good fun.
That brand name, very clever.
Yeah. And while I brought that up, shall we go into downloads? Because I saw the most weirdest download I've ever seen, and that was at the sound healing at the Illuminate. I tend to heal about 15 to 20 people if I can, and I was healing this person, and I could feel this download. This download was huge, absolutely a lot bigger than normal. And as it was getting through, all of a sudden her eyelids opened and her eyes went backwards, and it was just white. Now, the group in the collective, they think it was a crown chakra download, and the person's spirit might have left the body. It was that huge. So Any feelings on that one? It was amazing to see, and I'm thinking this is like the poltergeist. Just see white eyes.
Did this happen to you or one of the people that was there?
One of the persons I was healing, and I gave her the download, and I could feel it going in. And it's funny, at the end of the group, I said, someone has been given a download today. It was quite amazing. And when I went to her, she said, I already knew it was me. So she's just recently had an awakening. So I think she might have a secondary awakening with that one, to be honest. Yeah.
That's very profound. Okay, so thoughts about would you like me to look into it, see if I can see what the nature of it was?
Yeah, if
Okay.
you want.
Um, so there's upgrades to the energetic structure. The Was it a lady?
Yeah.
The lady in question is basically a very powerful but dormant soul.
I'm getting picked up. She's like a goddess. Is that what you're picking up?
Very, very powerful yet dormant soul, and requiring a correct activation sequence, an energetic key. So the event of her coming into your reality was not accidental. So you're the gatekeeper for the activation in this event. With the correct energetic keys, then a sequence will be initiated for the lady, which is a upgrade of the light body. And so this is spot on the topic of downloads. Very powerful souls that have reached the status of a multi-universal being. Many of them are invited in for specialized missions. When it involves Earth, it's usually of the nature of healing, repair, evolution, uplifting, and that kind of thing. So there are backups to our energetic components, namely the chakra system, which exist in the divine library of life. Certain downloads require the conscious mind to be taken offline.
Yeah.
And so in this type of event, it's quite literally a download of codes, the old structure. Let's say it's an upgrade to the crown. I think with the lady it would have been third eye, crown and throat, perhaps higher centers. So throat and above. The old, let's say, the chakra, the wheel that's in the standard human structure would have been washed away, and she would have brought in something significantly more advanced. It's an activation.
So in a way, it's for the people who are not sure what you mean. It's a bit like a computer program, and you're getting an upgrade. She's got an upgrade.
Sometimes it's of the nature of the code working with the same energetic hardware. But sometimes it's a complete engine swap.
So she would have left the body for that
She would
few
have left the
seconds.
body.
Yeah.
She would have left the body.
Gone in
And
sort of a room of some sort to wait. Yeah, waiting room.
Spot on. So the conscious mind, they have to knock you out, and I mean other aspects of the self. Upgrade to crown. So instead of, let's say, a scooter engine, she gets a 12-cylinder Rolls Royce. The hardware, the energetic structure of the crown would have been enhanced significantly. That's what I'm picking up. Big event.
Yeah, definitely.
So please fill in the blanks, please, and feel free to correct me.
No, that's exactly what. Yeah, I would agree with that. It was big enough to do that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, there is many souls, and I would strongly move towards this conclusion that the people that resonate with the friendly neighborhood wizards are of this nature. We have backups. So before we incarnate into our bodies, we become aware of the entirety of our lifetimes in human bodies on Earth, we know that in certain events we may sustain injury. Also, we become aware that in certain events we would benefit from upgrades. So we've got a whole, let's say, wing of the divine library allocated to us. And so you burn out your solar plexus. That happens. You push too hard and you burn it out. Then it's beyond repair. You can download a brand new one. Or in the case of this wonderful lady, an upgrade, energetic upgrade. So that's one amazing type.
Now, what will happen to her, it all depends on what level it. Sometimes they act a bit dormant, ready for a certain time or certain, when one of your, you might have one barrier, and once that's lifted, then it's online. Or it might be online overnight or straight away. But the code will be deliberately done, or the download, so it doesn't shock the being, because you don't want the old lock code going online in one go.
That is so true. I completely agree with what you just said. The weak part of this whole process is the physical vessel. There's only so much energy that you can push through the body without damaging it. And that's very much so the limitation of the human vessel. The infinitely large amount of energy that the soul has, only a tiny shard can come in. And so we're limited to what we remember in the physical brain, the gifts that we bring in online. So then it very much so becomes a process of downloads that we are speaking about. You can download what you need, use it, and then release it again. So you don't need to be carrying all this knowledge with you non-stop. It'll burn you out, quite literally. It's too much. The other thing that I've noticed, there is an adjustment period. So the person after this kind of upgrade may feel even sick, ascension symptoms. Flu, migraines, weakness, pain in the body. So it's really important to drink lots of water and rest as much as possible. So the body does need to catch up.
Yep. I'm asking whether I can give some information out. some new information, I think. I think it's slightly new. I've told it before.
We spill the beans, yeah. We pour the tea. This is what we do, yeah. Let's give out all the secrets, yeah.
How to create your own download for your patient, yeah. So you put your hands in a ball and you visualize an energy field going in a circle there. It can actually go in like a figure of eight. Then you connect to your highest being, highest aspect, or source. And you're asking for the download to be into the hand of a third eye opening. So the energy field is in the hand, third eye opening. So you also put a number on it. I don't know why. You always give it a number for the Akashic record. Normally 4 numbers, sometimes 5, but I normally do that. Just say this is... let's do awakening from the Emerald Order. So I'm connecting to the Emerald Order. I didn't expect it. Just goes on, doesn't it? Connecting to the Emerald Order. I want awakening codes, and I've got to give the number 6945. So it's going in there, and I want everyone who wants it, who's accepting it, to be given the ascension codes and the awakening codes. No, just the ascension codes. So I'm connected to the Emerald Order. These are connecting, and I'm just going to give it out now. And these will it'll go into your mind or your subconscious, and it will be released when you're ready, and it will be released at the pace you need it. So it might not be released. So and then you just push it in. And there it goes. But you can do that with healing. You can do it with everything. So it's like a ball of energy going into the person, a download. The information has been given to you into the energy ball, and it gets released in like a program. So it doesn't get released in one go. Yeah.
That's
Have you
beautiful.
have you heard that before?
I think we're each doing the same thing, but then the last stages, as these are downloads of eternal techniques,
Yeah.
we add our own personal flavor and style at the very end to it. So
Mm,
what you just said, I do the same approach. So the way I understand the same principle is, again, calling to the beloved divine.
mm,
The way I visualize this is like an energetic seed. And so this seed, as it is coming from the highest place, from the beloved divine, is intelligent and dynamic. So it's really like planting an energetic seed in the energy structure of the recipient. And as it sprouts and begins to grow, it will evolve in accordance to their highest good. So the way this unfolds in each person will be absolutely unique. So when I do the Dragon Reiki empowerments for esteemed clients, this is the process. And so I can perceive that as the empowerments are going forward, the seed sprouts. For example, this would be in the Tanden, the lower Dantian, the energy storage center. It starts unfolding. Some get immediately get flames and colors. There's geometry involved as it starts to grow and unfold. Sometimes it just exceeds the size of the body. It's a fast process. We've got little sparkles or lightning sparks of various colors. There's breathing geometry forming. So it's a very much so a living thing. So the way this energy works in my body would be the yin yang symbol, black and white, light and void. Then others come with the divine fire. It unfolds in their light body in a different way. Immediately they start getting color.
mm,
So this would be my understanding of the process that you mentioned. So going to source, asking for something that is evolving and intelligent. So it's not like the same type of seed will grow the same type of plant. This is different. It looks at where it has been planted and it will evolve dynamically. Very much so the process of life on Earth and evolution and how species start to change. The variations occur depending on the natural environment. So in this case, the natural environment would be the light body, energetic
mm.
structure of the recipient. And so it's going to affect different people in unique ways that align with their highest good. So as you mentioned again, the time scale, again, time for the illusion that it is, it's not the same. One person may immediately just come online. There's fire, there's plasma streaming out of their fingertips, and they're on. Some may take a little bit longer, or they may need other triggering events or activation events. But yes, yes,
That
yes, yes.
that seed reminded me of something. We're going a bit of a tangent, but not much. I used to channel in a violet flame seed, and I used to plant it in someone's ohm, into their structure, in the root of the ohm, and that used to grow its violet flame energy through the ohm and transmute any negative energy in it. So very similar. Yeah, it just reminded me of that then. Yeah,
And that's the in my humble opinion, that would be the correct process.
yeah,
See, we can't understand, never mind take control of something that is infinite in nature with just the brain. So you leave that to source to fill in the blanks. The less conditions you put on it, the better. So many may have experienced this. You ask for a certain thing to manifest, and you've got a 10-page list of bullet points, check boxes. I want this manifestation to be this, and you just go on. And once it actually comes, all the boxes are ticked, but there seems to be some dark humor there. Something doesn't quite vibe. And that's when you rely on the monkey brain.
mm,
So leaving it free to evolve according to the highest good of the recipient and trusting source in the manifestation. That kind of takes away that dark humor, the nasty surprise. Yeah, so leaving it to evolve with its own infinite divine intelligence, that's the way to go. It's taking the ego out of it. You just acknowledge right at the beginning, hey, I don't know. I really know nothing. I acknowledge that right at the start. Source, hey, beloved source, hey, just fill in the blanks. Please consider I've asked for the right things.
I've got another one, and this should not be told to humans, but I'm doing it anyway. I'll get told anyway.
Exciting.
Right. Just say your patient had a hiatus hernia. It means their stomach's coming out. So they need to grow the stomach. Yeah? By the way, I'm not a doctor. This is just entertainment purposes only. So, what sort of being could repair that? And I thought, what about a tiny miniature horse, yeah, that spits out skin? So, I've got to visualize and manifest a tiny horse on my hand, yeah, a tiny miniature horse, so it could go into the stomach. Then I've got to think, well, I need life into this horse, so I've got to download from source life into this being in the circle that I've created. Then I've got to download my own programming. It's got to have a life. It's got to have a reason to live, and it is to spit, regrow the skin of the stomach. Yeah, and it's got to have a death when it's done its job, and it's got to then go back to source. Also, angelic light helps it to live. And then you put it into the patient. Now, I did it with a medium, and the medium actually said she could feel it. She could actually feel it. And she didn't need the operation after. She was supposed to have an hiatus hernia operation. She didn't need it. It regrew the stomach. So for all healers out there, another idea, what could eat acid in your stomach? A big slug. It eats acid and relieves itself with alkaline. Yeah? So you got to think around the box, but you can only use source energy or angelic light to do the thing. So what's your take on that? Is that a new one?
I find this very intelligent. So as you were saying this, I was thinking of creating something looking like a spider that produces silk.
Yeah.
And you could also then ask this design. You're using an archetype of life that is very plentiful, the arachnid form, to weave a web that supports any damage to the energetic structure of the body. And like you said, you give it the mission to serve the highest good of the person, to repair any energetic damage, and then the body, with its own genius, does the healing. Fills in the blanks, so to speak. So healing is done by the person, whether the process is initiated through, let's say, a pill, or if it's done through pressure, or like with acupuncture, needle, or with Reiki, through energy. At the end of the day, it's the person that does the healing. So any approach that would facilitate this natural healing, this is beneficial. So creating these sort of let's call them mind forms, or created or synthetic life forms. This is very, very common. Now, in this case, we're using these for the purpose of helping and restoring and benefiting the person. And the flip side of it is also very plentiful in the form of many implants, energetic parasites, which also use ideas from nature, all sorts of crabs, arachnids, jellyfish, multipedes. You've seen so many of them, so have I. I think the healers that are watching this will have come across these too. Another example of this two-edged sword would be the practice of using an effigy, a representation of the human body. It could be a doll, could be something like that. Now, If you place crystals on this, cleanse it with sage and Palo Santo, bless it, cleanse your crystals, charge them adequately, fully, and then place the crystals on the correct position of the body, and then you let it lay there for a while. It actually facilitates enhanced and expedited healing. On the other side, if you stick it with daggers and needles and whatnot, like many negative practitioners do, specifically in voodoo, that will cause harm. So it's the same creation of mental forms. In this case, something didn't want me to say this. Oh, they just got to, let's, wrong move. Okay, let's deal with this. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe. Creating a pocket dimension, pulling in the soul shard of the entity interfering with my throat, pulling in all aspects of their soul. You have violated universal law. You have violated my sovereignty. I set you ablaze with the appropriate strength and vibration of divine fire, so that you may burn to such a degree for what remains to be of service to the highest good of all. Once again, I peg this into reality and speak it into existence. Okay.
Excellent.
So, in the negative form, in Voodoo, this is used. And again, this can be undone when we're doing this in a beneficial way. We give the person the free will and the ability to nullify this, or for that matter, not to accept it, and for it not to work if it doesn't benefit them.
So what you're saying is, you could say I get a black candle wax person's effigy with all the DNA, with the hair and everything, and instead of putting needles in, you can do healing on them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one of my go-to methods with reference to physical healing. Let me just I'll bring an example right now.
Yeah.
So this is an example grid that I have made for, you see there's an effigy of the human body underneath. I can't tilt this too much. This is repairing the heart. This is repairing an injury to the shoulder blade and the upper spine. This has been in place. You see, I'm using a variety of crystals. Amongst all the crystals I have, there's a pointed quartz at the top, increasing the flow of life into the body. And then there is a pointed quartz at the base of the feet, like a pump, pulling the light out of the feet into the Earth star. I've got 2 pieces of selenite on the grid that I've created. Pyrite, one of them just jumped off. Okay, that's merlinite. Apophyllite, dragon's blood, chrysocolla, tiger's eye, jade and agate, jasper to purify. So yes, a little piece of moldavite right at the top, taking into account the element of time. So using a fossil, extending the healing to all the way back to when this being was alive. So this is a long multi-million span of healing, anything energetic. Lots of crystals in this way. The person is feeling it as you are doing it. So a very effective and beneficial approach.
You know what I would add to that? You don't mind, do you?
Please, please, please.
If they all laid on the flower of life.
Please repeat.
If they had the symbol of the flower of life, then you put the person on, then the symbols around it, and create a flower of life grid with it. Yeah.
So there's 2 representations of the flower. One is the flower with the circles. That would be useful when you're affecting cellular healing.
Yeah.
So that flower of life with the overlapping circles, that's the mechanism of cellular regeneration or cellular reproduction. All life on Earth. Some think it's evil. That's stupid. It's without cells, we would not live. We would not have life. So that's good for that. If you're going more, let's say, large scale, a macro scale for individual organs or the entire body, then you would use the lotus of life, where it has more free flowing. So it's just different scale and different application. Of course, the intention that you put in, that is the key. So yes, thank you for your wise suggestion. I will absolutely take advantage of geometry.
Yeah, what you just said, the power in here activates the symbols, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
And so that is true with all types of non-physical work. It's one of the laws of this universe, the law of mentalism, that everything is consciousness. And so each of us, based on our unique artistic and creative flow, may generate these in a different way. So you visualize the horse that is elegantly running and basically spitting, recreating what is damaged. I just look at a little spider that's weaving a delicate silk web. Many of our audience may come up with their own unique solutions, right?
My chipmunk wants to say something. I think I've told you, I've created a chipmunk. The only reason I think it was a chipmunk, it's supposed to be a squirrel. It used to speak very, very fast, and I've been told it's because it's an high-dimensional being and you can't understand it. It's speaking fast because it's speaking slow. He thinks it's speaking slow. And that was programmed to eat implants. Because we were getting so many implants, I thought. And I think he jumps in 4D and takes them from 4D and then eats them.
Isn't that beautiful? Like, it's so cute. And so the chipmunk eats implants. How wonderful is that? Like, I can see it just nibbling away at these little things, and you're just rubbing its little hands and talking really high vibrational light language or something. See, that's beautiful. So the thing is, we are creators. We're shards of the beloved source incarnate in these bodies. Of course we can create. And the only way to enslave us is to turn our brilliance against ourselves, turn our creative ability against ourselves.
Yeah.
We become our own worst enemy, and then we're really in trouble. You'd be surprised how nefarious this approach is. Many powerful manifestors, they get plagued by, let's say, stress or anxiety. Their internal energy is turbulent, and then that's what they're manifesting. So really the key to any successful healing or manifestation would be the more fundamental work that many systems completely neglect. It's overcoming shortcomings and base nature. We still have our instincts and emotions. These have kept our species alive in the physical world, helped us survive. There's an honored place for them. We respect their presence and give them a voice, but we're not ruled by them. So we don't manifest out of anger or depression or vengeance and so on. So that was a nice segue.
And I think some spiritual people think it's one way and they disagree with another one, and they think it's their way, and it can be both. It can be both correct.
Yes. There's many ways to reach the peak of a mountain, and each of us have different abilities.
I got helicopter.
Helicopter. Hey, even better. That's the smart way. Work smart, not hard. Here I'm going climbing little bit by little bit, hanging on my fingertips. You're out there drinking a cold cola in the helicopter, laying back with your shades, looking cool and whatnot, and waving. I'll see you at the peak, dude.
Or you're just having a cocktail at the top of this peak while
waiting for
2 days later.
Yeah, hello, dumbass. How was that?
That's funny.
Well, there's wisdom to be learned in all approaches. There's no right and wrong. It's the intention, and then we have our own artistic and creative flair, and we bring things to life. So we talked about downloads in the form of upgrades to the energetic structure. We talked about manifesting solutions for repairing the light body where downloads are not available. So we're repairing energetic damage. Now let's move to category of pure information.
I was very similar to what you just said then. You can create downloads from the celestials or from source, and the best place to stick the downloads in is in water.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Of course, water is a liquid crystal, and so highly, highly programmable. It's one of the primordial elemental forces. So yes, taking it a stage further, we could do this with air. Now, this is something that people neglect. It's all around us, after all. It's very tangible. You feel it, and so it's more important than water. Without air, we're off in a few minutes. But you can do the same programming with air. Air and water, these seem to be very primary in physical life. So water can be programmed. You can also program the air you breathe. That brings in the whole system of PranaYama, the use of breathing. And this is subtle, but it is unbelievably powerful. So let's drop a nugget for our wonderful audience. Hey, we're spilling the secrets, yeah? Let's do it. Okay, burning out implants. Everyone can do it. If you think you're free from energetic implants and parasites, I'm afraid you are probably incorrect. It's like being exposed to the common cold. You go out to the shops and you buy something and you come back, you've picked up 3 or 4 of these bad boys. The beauty of it is that you can easily burn them out and then they'll be naturally absorbed into your light body. So this is a approach from, actually this is shared in many modalities. Qigong, PranaYama, let's say Tantra. Many modalities have picked up on the same thing. It's all about internal orbits. So first the breathing part, then there's contraction of muscles. First the breathing. You breathe in from the nose, hold, and then you breathe out both from the nose and the mouth. Air comes from nose and mouth. It's just a combination of the motion of the jaw and tongue. Little practice, you'll get it. Then is closing the internal orbits of energy. One is sticking the tongue to the top of the palate. That closes the energy input from above. So the jade gate, third eye, crown, and so on. You're closing the circuit from this side, and then is contracting the sphincter, the muscles of the anus. You're just tightening up a little bit, like a Kegel movement. So tongue to the top of the palate, and you're contracting the muscles below, and then you do 9 square breathings or circular breathings. And then you release. You can feel the energy building up even after the third one. 3, 4 is usually sufficient. You go to 9, you top up your battery, then you release the muscles and you exhale with intention. Same technique used in dragon's breath, any kind of pranic healing, use of crystal wands. Again, this works with the prana. I refer you to the wonderful work of Mr. Vogel, using Vogel crystals. It's all with the breath. If you use any sort of wand, no matter what kind of technology it is, Atlantean, Lemurian, Buddhist, whatnot, this breath comes in. So the air is very powerful. So what I just shared with you is going supernova. You burn the hell out of any implant. It can't take that shock and energy. You burn the circuitry and it's no longer working. You're going to absorb it and clear it. So this is one of the best things towards energetic hygiene. The other thing, we're spilling secrets, huh? Okay, let's do this. Rattles. Oh my God, these bad boys. You shake up and you break up anything that doesn't serve. There we go. There we go. They're so common. Why? Why? Because they work. Another thing, drums. Oh, yes. You go somewhere where they've got the drums, same thing.
Do it together.
Yeah. Together, even better. And so these have stood the test of time, and they are among every culture on earth. Not because they look pretty. Drums are a pain in the butt to carry around with you. If you have one, you know. They work. So, energetic cleansing 101. Yep.
Yeah, you just say you're healing someone and a spiritual parasite comes over. Now, you have got a certain time where you might be able to put it on a plant. If you got a plant nearby, you ask the plant, can you take this? And the plant will take it and keep hold of the spiritual parasite. The next part, if it's stuck in your body and you can't get it out and you know where it is, you then take over your brain. You take over the monkey brain. The spirit takes it over and to say, look, we want a fever and we want 106 Fahrenheit. I can't remember what's for 5 minutes, especially in the area I'm telling you. And doing meditation, give your head a time. It's got to be a programmed time for 5 minutes. And that burnout that you'll get will destroy that parasite. Now, if it's a big one, you might be on the toilet overnight. But if it's not a big one, it should be okay. Yeah. Sometimes these parasites, when they die, they turn a little physical. I've had stuff coming out of me, and they're white, and you can see the beetle, and then they dissolve overnight. It's quite weird when you see it. I saved one mine in a jam jar. I thought I'm going to microscope it the next day, and it gone. It dissolved. So they don't last. They're not physical, but they can turn physical while you've killed them sharply, just for a tiny bit, a few hours. Horrible, to be honest. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mm.
So yes, usually, so with that temperature variation, if you have a thermal camera, usually the core is hotter than the extremities.
Mm.
Now, somebody that's doing energy work, like Reiki, on a thermal camera, you'll see that the hands warm up absolutely to the level of the heart. So more blood is going in. The physical body, you can see changes in temperature. This can be localized. I've seen certain masters that can do this within 2 different regions on the palm of their hand. A 2-3 degree difference in temperature from this point to this point.
Wow.
We absolutely do have this level of control over the body. So turning off the monkey brain, absolutely. But then the subtlety is going into your third eye. So you visualize your consciousness going all into this little energy center. From there, the body understands your language. The body doesn't understand English or French or German or Arabic or Hebrew or Russian. See, these are human conventions. It's not natural. But from within the third eye, when you take the mantle of consciousness, every cell in the body, every organ and the whole body understands what you're asking it to do.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I think we've gone through a lot of deep stuff tonight.
Oh, yeah. This was amazing. I really enjoyed this one. So, Philip, how are you on time? You mentioned...
I've got to go shortly. I've got to drop my son off to the train station. I think
singing bowls,
yeah, a message. You're not first now. I shouldn't watch my phone, should I? Yeah, let's fire away.
Okay, so sending intentions of healing, uplifting, facilitating downloads that would serve your highest soul purpose, highest good, and greatest life. If it serves you, may you receive.
I'm actually sending energy to make you think I've got to go tomorrow to that collective meeting. Okay.
Outstanding. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had fun with us. This was very elevated, very jubilant mood. So I hope you've had fun. I hope you could pick up something beneficial. We're just sitting here talking, and there's no agenda. Really, none of it is scripted. We're just letting loose and having some fun. I hope that you feel welcome. The intention is to serve you and your highest good. Next week, same place, same time.
And for everyone who wants to meet us tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I think you'll get something worthwhile out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, mate. That was quite a different. We didn't plan this at all. We didn't even know what we were doing.
No, we never plan anything, do we? We just jump in. Take care. Have a great day.
Take care. And you. Thanks. Bye.